Monday, February 2nd, 1976, and now Lowell Thomas.
This is Monday, February 2nd. I'm Robert Vaughn. Now CBS covers the world at 7. From Stuttgart, Germany, from Khartoum in the Sudan, and from Memphis, Tennessee comes today's news. Good evening, everybody. This is Lowell Thomas. After twice threatening, Daniel Moynihan now resigns. Our U.S. ambassador at the UN turning his resignation, the president accepting with deepest regret and reluctance. Moynihan winding up a stormy 6 months there, where he may have made a lot of enemies, but also built himself a sizable personal following. Future plans? He's going back to Harvard, he says. Oh, yes. One New York newspaper was saying that he may have the support of Governor Kerry if he'd like to run for senator from New York. From General Motors, a year-end statement showing profits last year of $1.25 billion, a jump of nearly a third over the year before, due mainly to a fourth quarter said to be the second best in company history. GM Chairman of the Board Tom Murphy predicting an additional gain of 20% by the end of this year. Over the weekend, as you may have heard, a report from the Brookings Institution was saying that the U.S. Marines should abandon their historic role as an amphibious assault force. But Marine Commandant Lewis Walt calls the Brookings report a lot of bunk, hooey. The U.S. Marines, said he, instantly ready, highly mobile, provide our nation with its only major capability of forcible entry. The need for this capability in the crisis, said he, is fundamental. And today's Marines, he added, are as good or better than any who have ever worn the uniform. President Marcos of the Philippines was the keynote speaker today at a meeting of developing nations, the so-called Group of 77 in Manila. Marcos saying the world's richer nations must learn to share their wealth, adding if they don't, the world's poorer nations will face a bleak prospect, either war or death. Shouting shame, shame, opposition members of the Indian Parliament staged a mass walkout today protesting a federal takeover of India's southern Tamil Nadu state. Also the arrest there of nearly 2,000 members of the opposition Dravida Party. Opposition spokesman H.M. Patel called the takeover a blatant violation of the spirit of the Constitution. Khartoum in the Sudan, 10 ex-soldiers went before a firing squad today for taking part in an abortive coup last September against Sudan's President Numeri. That makes 16 of the rebels who have now paid with their lives. Nearly 100 more are still facing charges. Here in the East, Punxsutawney Phil confirmed today what anyone else could have told him without even going out of the house, that the Punxsutawney groundhog saw his shadow, meaning that winter is still with us. And how, you'd say. An ice and snowstorm in combination with hurricane-like winds paralyzing the East Coast from Pennsylvania to Maine. The outlook tonight for temperatures may be the lowest of the winter. I've just flown in, made it without any trouble, from the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, a new place called Wintergreen, between Lynchburg and Charlottesville, where they're welcoming this storm, which must be true of every ski area where they're having the biggest ski year ever. But, of course, we're not all cheering about it. And now this message. Memphis, Tennessee, 4 rhesus monkeys having the time of their lives. They escaped from the zoo some days ago, took refuge among the ledges and balconies of a nearby 12-story apartment building, now living off of handouts from all the people in the apartment building, eluding all attempts at capture. Zookeeper Joel Wallach saying they scoot around up there, going from the bottom floor to the top in no time. And he adds, the apartment house has become a giant monkey jungle gym. And now for CBS News, this is Lowell Thomas saying, so long until tomorrow.